Hello everyone. Today we're smelling for the first time. Yeah, it's finally here. We're talking about the latest Francesca Bianchi launch. I got this yesterday. I didn't pre-order it because I wasn't home, so that explains why I'm a bit late to the party. But I haven't smelled it anywhere. I don't think I've even checked the notes anywhere. So I'm just in the dark, as you know, very few people are, I guess, at this point, about this Voluptuous Oud. I was unable to open this for some reason, but there I got it. They changed the boxes for the delivery. Oh, it's all Bianchi now. All the boxes are Bianchi. Look how they open now. I have to show you this. It's not just a cardboard box. It's personalized now, which is great. I like this. Everything's getting better at Francesca Bianchi because her last summer's launch, Mariner's Rhyme, I'm still in love with that fragrance. I'm obsessed with it. So, of course, as I said, I have to participate in every launch that she, launches. So these are my samples. I chose again for the 100th time Luxe Calme Volupté because I just love that fragrance, and the Black Knight because I just felt like it. I like wearing these tiny samples when I go. I'm taking them with me whenever I leave home for a longer period of time because they're very good for as travel fragrances. All right, so let's get into this. There is no reason for me to crack this seal open. I'm just gonna go like this. Okay, I'm gonna pry it open. I don't know what to expect, so I won't expect anything. I'll just see how this smells. It's an oud smell, I suppose. It's an oud scent, so oh, she changed the pack again, the caps. The caps are different now. They're heavier, first of all. They feel heavier. They're made from a different material, and they have these indentations, or this pattern, and yeah, I'm going to, you know her bottles. If you know her bottles, you know her bottles, so you don't need for me to show you. But let's see how this is. And I'm going to go blotter and hand. Oh, phew. Oh my, this is sweet. Sweet oud. This reminds me, the opening, it reminds me of Love for Sale, which was very, very ethyl maltol. And this is, oh no, it's quite sweet. I don't know if I like this one. Might be the first one. It's a bit too much for me. It's too sweet. It's too sugary. But you know how I am. Oh God, it smells just like. Do you remember old vintage Angel, which is definitely not something bad, but that's ethyl maltol at its finest. It's fruituli, yeah. It's fruity patchouli, quite an interesting reference to have in a fragrance nowadays. And there's something very, very skanky underneath, which is supposed to be an oud. But it's not like, it is and it isn't. It's sort of like the same oud from Encounters. It's definitely the same skank. I'm happy that it's not the same oud accord that she used in The Dark Side, because that's a fragrance it's not that I don't like. I don't have it. I'm probably not going to get it at any point. It's too simple for me. It is definitely oudy, but it's also powdery, very much in her style. Don't get me wrong, this is still a Francesca Bianchi. So apart from that cotton candy or spun sugar note, which is quite prominent, you get fruity patchouli, that oud, and the underlying you know, iris, lipsticky, animalic, skanky, human body, a bit sweaty, hair, Francesca Bianchi, perfume base, you know how her fragrances are. So let's read about the fragrance for a bit. A rich, seductive, and absolutely lustful interpretation of oud. I wanted to offer a warm and comforting experience, but with the dirty and animalic intensity of oud. Well, if somebody were to like the animalic and intensity of oud, it would be Francesca Bianchi. It is a fragrance that once again expresses my obsession with human intimacy and the experience of it, the infinite sweetness of bodily closeness. That's definitely true. The search for the animal aspect in human beings, that also quite true. A search for the quintessence of humanity, starting from Sex and the Sea and Under My Skin. By the way, I ordered myself an Under My Skin. I think I'm finally ready to test my limits. Under My Skin is, I think, her most animalic scent, and I can't stomach it, which is a first. I actually, this might be a first, I don't know. But I've ordered it. I think I'm gonna get it. I mean, I am gonna get it, and we'll talk about Under My Skin finally. Passing Through the Lover's Tale and Unspoken Musk. I've been on a Francesca Bianchi trip lately, and for every day of last week or so, I wore a different scent. And let me tell you, her work is spectacular. I mean, I've worn all of them, or most of them, but not actually all of them, but they're all great. I rediscovered Libertine Neroli. I rediscovered Byzantine Amber, even Love for Sale, which is was just a limited edition, but that one was so good. It is a fragrance that, in its X-ray formulations, shows all its complexity and sweetness, sensuality, and lust, like a magical realm of abundance. It is the wonderful feeling of opulence, fullness, of a round oud which combines its woody part with the animalic, leathery aspects, whose sometimes very pungent character is softened with the sweetness of caramel. And you used quite a bit of caramel. But it's dying down a bit. So not a lot of cotton candy left in this scent, which is good. I mean, it's good for me. But it kind of left it a bit flat. I don't know what's with me today. I'm so against everything. The other typical aspect of the beautiful material, which resembles cheese, is amplified, but in a gourmand sense, accentuated by creamy butter and fruity notes. Plum. Well, she does cite this plum, but oh yes, it's here. Oh, that's right. Oh, it's quite gorgeous, this one. Huh. Yes, it's so clear to me now. God, it's just like, you know, I think the last and best, absolute best fragrance I've smelled in a while was Féminité du Bois. And I've worn it a couple of times, and it's that plum, man. I mean, that plum is gorgeous. You know, I think it's here. And it's the same sort of plum that you can find in Lost in Heaven, which is another Francesca Bianchi that's very, very good. The same sensation of richness, abundance, and extreme sweetness found in Middle Eastern pastries, very sweet and exuberant. So the notes are mandarin, bergamot, plum, heliotrope, oud, caramel leather, total balsam, and vetiver. Well, here's the deal. I think this, or at least on my skin, it's dried to Byzantine amber with a very juicy plum. That makes it very interesting. Definitely makes it into Chypre territory. I think it's the first Francesca Bianchi fragrance where she doesn't cite iris, but this is definitely false because it's here. Because I can smell it. All the animalics don't come from oud, they come from orris. Because it's musky, it's dirty, it's here, it's leathery. So it's Byzantine amber with a juicy plum right there. On the paper, on the scent strip, things are a lot more balmy, more camphorous. On the skin, not so much. On the skin, it's settled quite fast. Well, I do like it. And thankfully that spun sugar caramel thing is gone within a few minutes. Because I don't like it. I mean, it's not my deal. I don't want to smell like spun sugar. It's quite addictive. Now, is it more interesting than Byzantine amber? It feels like a flanker to Byzantine amber because it's the same type of burning, incensey oud. The oud is nicely done. I mean, I don't know if Francesca actually uses oud. I have no idea and I don't care. It does smell like oud though. It has that specific oud, you know, deal, bite, whatever. It is beautiful though. At the end of the day, I think I like it. Not as much as I liked the Mariner's Rhyme, because the Mariner's Rhyme is something very new to Francesca. Now, Francesca doesn't leave her comfort zone very much. She really shines, you know, it's her thing, you know, making these heavy ambers, tweaking them a bit, making them heavily animalics, very sweet, very potent, you know. Mariner's Rhyme really left the whole Francesca Bianchi territory because it's so fresh, it's so balanced, it's so, God, the equilibrium of that fragrance. It's so easy to wear, it's never overpowering, it's never too much, and it's a very, very potent fragrance, mind you. Not to say that this is, you know, I mean, to me, as I'm a fan of her work, I can wear them no problem. But the people around you, you know, they might, you know, wrinkle their noses and ask themselves what's going on, who smells like that. Maybe Francesca Bianchi, you know, it's not for everybody. It's not for day-to-day exposing innocent people to her skank, you know. It's a choice. If you choose to wear Francesca Bianchi, you know, at work, for example, it's a choice. I've done it many times, but many times there have been people who are asking me, what's that smell? And it's not always a pleasant smell, you know, it's not always pleasant reactions. And I use it sparingly. I mean, I don't douse myself, but they're very potent scents. So I feel like this could be loved. Do you think that's an interesting topic? You know, which fragrances from Francesca Bianchi have been commented on badly and which not. I know for a fact that people have loved me when I was wearing Luxe Calme Volupté. That's a very easy to love fragrance. They commented positively on Love for Sale, definitely on Mariner's Rhyme, definitely on Etruscan Water. But all the others, you know, Lost in Heaven is also a good one. But all the others, you know, the Lover's Tale, the Black Knight, what else? All of the others, you know, Sex and the Sea. They're Sticky Fingers even to some extent. They're quite skanky for regular noses, you know, regular innocent noses. And this is why I'm quite reluctant to, I will see how it goes with Under My Skin, but as I remember that fragrance, and I do still have a sample of it somewhere, it's quite, that one's quite pissy. Still a gorgeous scent, but I will give it another chance. So, all right. Now, my final thoughts on this is it's a very good, I think it's a chypre slash amber scent. The plum is definitely beautiful. It's a very full scent. It's very generous, you know. It's, again, in her style, it's everything but the kitchen sink. It smells like a lot of things. It's woody, it's animalic, it's skanky, it's leathery, it's irisy, it's powdery, it's, you know, it's a jumble of things. I think I like it, but I still need to explore it a bit further. I don't think this will be a, you know, a big love for me, just because it's kind of feels like more of the same, and I'm kind of, you know, done with that. But I do encourage her to keep going, because whatever it is you're doing good. You're doing great. So if you have any other questions about Voluptuous Oud, do let me know. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.